DJ Terrestrial.
That's possible is because if diversity, equity, and inclusion were understood as easily as A, B, and C, we would not be having a lot of debates. So there's a lot of openness to confusion and misrepresentation, which becomes important for us not to just leverage our own individual ideas around these terms mean, but to really be looking at the companies that we hope to work in to better understand how are they operationalizing those terms. I don't think of inclusion as simply hi, hello, how are you, what are your pronouns, all important things. I think of inclusion as a very dynamic state where we're really thinking about how do we create an organization that allows us to capture the value and the difference and use it as a site of our collective power and innovation rather than just having difference for different sakes. So I think of that in response to your question. The other aspect I would argue too is that going to kind of industry perspectives. So, working in the accounting industry didn't start going public with DEI transparency reports until 2020, compared to the tech industry that went public with transparency reports back in 2014. So we have to actually acknowledge that because that's oftentimes going to be an indicator of the depth of maturity an industry might have around diversity, equity, inclusion. And while there is a whole lot of conversation around anti-DEI backlash, there's also a great many companies that are not backing down because frankly, they can't. If I think of the accounting industry, over the past 10 years, the accounting industry has seen declining rates of graduates with accounting degrees. So we need everybody. Also, the social function of accounting is to maintain public trust in the drivers of the economy. If we are not diverse and representative of everybody who is impacted by our economic drivers, then we're not going to be trusted as an institution and we're not going to be sustained as a field. So although there's definitely the prevailing stereotype of accounting not being sexy and boring and the like, it can be very, very interesting. It's also a wonderful field if you'd like to keep secrets and mind other people's business through their money. So this is my humble entreaty for anybody who wants to pivot careers. We need you in accounting and assurance and consulting.
As soon as you said accounting was sexy, you did get a couple laughs on there. So you know what? I've heard accounting called many things. I've never heard it called sexy. But you know what? This is why we come to the Great VP Circle. You never know the information you're going to get. So that was awesome. And great job answering for what I thought was a very difficult question. So let's see if I can keep these difficult questions up and challenge you. You talked about leaders. You talked about perception. There might be some leaders that are hesitant to share aspects of their diversity when networking, or maybe we can put a little interviewing in here because they fear that negative reaction or that bias, whether it be outward bias or possibly unconscious bias. Mm-hmm. What advice do you have there?
Well, first I will tackle the unconscious bias part. I think that unconscious bias is this wildly popularized phenomenon, but it's actually quite incomplete.